Black Politics, Chapter 24, read by Arthur Rashida Brown. As usual, forgive me if I make any mistakes. So let's start with Chapter 24. The verdict was in, and people were gathered outside and inside the courtroom to hear the verdict. The jury came in and took their seats. The bailiff handed the judge the ruling, and he asked Officer Caleb to stand. Officer Caleb stood to his feet. In charge of second-degree attempted murder, the jury finds you. The whole room was quiet. There were so many scared and eager faces. Caleb looked over at Sean and winked, turning back to the judge, fixing his tie with a slight grin on his face. The judge looked up at Caleb. Guilty. Oh my God! I can't believe this. Is this really happening? Miss Jones gasped, hugging Sean. It's happening, Adara said. What is going on? Kathy asked, looking at Chief John in total belief. I don't know, but I will fix this, Chief John assured. Quiet! Order in the courtroom, Judge Matthews called out. Everyone focused their attention back on Judge Matthews as he continued to read the verdict. You will be sentenced to 10 years in prison with the possibility of parole. Miss Jones will receive a settlement of $1 million, and all medical expenses will be covered. As requested, the police department will be investigated for any foul play in this case. Chief John, you are ordered to step down until this investigation is over. Officer Justin, you will serve 1 year in prison for your involvement. The court has agreed to give Officer Caleb and Justin 30 days with their families before turning themselves in. The court is adjourned. Judge Matthews ordered. Thank you, Miss Jones said, looking over at the jury as they exited the court. Caleb did not know what to think. He was still standing in the same position except without a grin. We got to do something before she ruins all of us. I still have my case for her soon. There is no telling what she knows. She has to be stopped, Miss Curl said. I know. I will handle it, Chief John said. You better. We have a lot riding on this, Miss Curl snapped, walking out of the courtroom. Adara and her team were celebrating with Miss Jones and Sean. I appreciate you so much, Miss Jones said, hugging Adara. Everything you and your team have done for my family and me. I would not have been able to do this without you. I cannot thank you enough for all of your challenging work and dedication. I will be donated to this organization. We need groups like this, Miss Jones said. You think you will get away with this? Do you think you will get away with this? Do you think you can ruin our lives and nothing will be done about it? Kathy hissed. Is that a threat, ma'am? Ahmad asked. Shame on you all, Kathy retorted as Caleb pulled her away. Don't worry, they will get there, as Caleb assured his wife. Don't let them get to you. Come on, let's go. I'm sure there's a lot of people waiting to hear from you outside, Adara said, taking Sean's hand. They all walked outside to a crowd of cheering people. News reporters surrounded Sean and Miss Jones. Hey, Sean, how do you feel to know that the officers who did this to you will be put behind bars? The news reporters asked. Sean looked up at his mom, smiling. It feels great to know that he won't be able to hurt anybody else, Sean responded. Miss Jones, you must be going through tons of emotions right now. Did you think the jury will rule in your favor? The news reporter asked. No, I didn't. We see cases like Sean's all the time, and it hardly ever goes this way. I did not think the officers would do any time, let alone 10 years. I'm grateful for everyone who supported us, especially the Black Politics organization, started by this amazing young lady here, Miss Jones said, signaling for Adara to come forward. Adara walked towards Miss Jones, standing on the other side of her. I believe all the support everyone has shown us is why justice was served today, Miss Jones said. So what's next for Black Politics? The news reporter asked. We will continue to make our voices heard until we're all free, Adara stated. Free, what does that mean? The reporter asked. You will see, Adara said, taking Miss Jones' hand and walking through the crowd. The crowd chanted justice for Sean as they walked through the crowd. They all met back up at the building to celebrate. Mary and staff from the catering business had cooked a buffet of all kinds of food. Adara invited those who joined them in the protest to come and celebrate with them. Sean's family, friends, and favorite staff from school were there. They all celebrated with music, food, and games. Can I talk to you for a minute? Tyrone asked. Is everything okay? Adara asked. Yes, I just need to talk to you right quick, Tyrone said. Okay, follow me, Adara said, walking towards her office. So what's going on? Adara asked. I just wanted to thank you for this fantastic opportunity you have allowed me to have. It is hard for people who have a record like me to find employment, but you accepted me with open arms. I sincerely appreciate that. What's going on? Adara asked again, taking a seat. I got a job offer and I'm thinking about taking it. At first, I was skeptical of it, but I went through the hiring process and they're offering me the job, Tyrone informed her. So when do you plan on leaving? Adara asked. Sometime next month. They haven't given me the exact start date. I just wanted you to know ahead of time, Tyrone said. I thought this was the type of work you wanted to do, Adara said. It is. So why leave then? Why not stay here and work with us? Adara asked. I would love that, but the money is better, and to be honest, I got things I'm trying to do, Tyrone said. I understand. Well, it's been a pleasure working with you. Hopefully, we will be getting more clients and more funding, so maybe we can convince you to stay, Adara said, patting Tyrone on the back and walking back to the classroom. After the event was over, everyone headed. Oh, hold on. Everyone headed home. The next day after the verdict had been given, it had stirred up some mess. A group of Caucasian people had gathered outside the courtroom demanding a retrial. Randy, the man who protested Adara's last event, was the leader behind the group. He posted on Facebook calling out everyone who was against the verdict to come support. The courthouse grounds were packed with protesters standing outside the courthouse. Officer Caleb and his family was there, Chief John and his family, and Miss Carroll also. A news reporter walked up to Randy. Hello, sir. Are you the leader behind this? The news reporter asked. I sure am, Randy answered, looking into the camera. Can you explain to the people what the protest is about? The news reporter asked. Well, a lot of us are not happy with the verdict that was given at this courtroom yesterday, Randy stated. What is it that you agree? What is it you would disagree with, sir? There was enough evidence to convict the officers. The reporter said, "Is that what you call evidence? These officers risk their lives every day to serve and protect us," Randy said. Sir, have you seen the video of what happened? The news reporter asked. I have, and they could have edited the video or anything, Randy insinuated. Sir, you do know that one of the officers involved admitted to doing the crime and that the victim Sean Jones had nothing to do with it. The news reporter said. He was scared, that's all. The pressure got to him, Randy said, spitting the tobacco out of his mouth. I see. So what exactly are you looking to get out of this? The news reporter asked. Justice, real justice. We the people demand a retrial. Let these officers get back to work and stay home with their families. The family got paid well, and that was more than enough, Randy said. Chief John, how do you feel about everything that's happened? The reporter asked. I do not agree with it at all. Everything about this trial was wrong. My officers did nothing wrong. Everybody expects us to serve and protect, but that does not matter when it comes to our own lives. We do everything by the book, and I know that everyone will see that once this investigation is done, Chief John stated. So do you think that if everything goes well with the investigation, it will change the verdict with the officers? The news reporter asked. Yes, I do. This is not the last of this. We will get the victory, Chief John declared. Miss Carroll, how do you feel about your upcoming case with the leader of the Black Politics Group? The news reporter asked. I feel confident that the truth will come out, that this group speaks nothing but lies and is out to destroy anyone they can, Miss Carroll said. So what do you suggest be done? The news reporter said. The group needs to be shut down before they mess up anybody else's life, Miss Carroll said. Well, you heard it here first on JBA News, the news reporter said, speaking to the camera. Let's meet back at my house so we could come up with a plan, Chief John said. Everyone got in their vehicles and followed Chief John back to his house. His wife already had lunch. His wife already had lunch ready, so when they arrived, they all gathered around the table. So we got a big problem. Things did not go as we expected them to go. We thought we had everything under control, but somehow they beat us at our own game. We cannot afford to let Caleb go down for this. Justin has made his choice and chose the wrong side to be on. He wants to accept the punishment and do the damn year, Chief John said, taking a sip of his beer. That's because it's only 1 year he's facing, unlike Caleb, who has to do up to 10 years and maybe can get out in 5. That's too long for him to be away from his family, Kathy griped. We can't let that happen. If she wins against me in court, all of us could be facing time. So we have to stop her before a trial starts, Miss Carroll said. What do you have in mind? Caleb asked. Remember the problem we had with the Arlington family? Miss Carroll said. Yes, what about it? Caleb asked. We take care of this problem the same way. It's not like we haven't been in a situation like this before, Miss Carroll said. Yeah, but not this bad, Kathy said. That's why we must put a stop to this soon. But John, do you still have your boy working on the inside? Miss Carroll asked, taking a puff of her cigarette. Yes, he's still there, but he won't be there for long. His contract is almost up. I mean, he did everything we asked him to do, Chief John said. Tell him we need him to do one last thing, and then the job is complete, Miss Carroll said. And what's that? Chief John asked. Miss Carroll dumped her ashes in the ashtray, looking up at John. I'm sure you can figure that part out, Miss Carroll said, getting up from the table. You're leaving already? Chief John asked. Yes, I have a lot of stuff to clean up. Taking care of her and when it's done take care of her and when it's done let me know, Miss Carroll said, walking out of the door. She's right, John. We have to get her to shut her mouth. There's no telling what she knows, Linda said, sitting next to John. I know, Linda. I'm going to take care of this, Chief John said, getting up from the table. We're going to take care of this. I got us in this mess. Let me help get us out, Caleb said, walking behind John. They both stepped outside away from the women to talk about the actual plan they had. So you know what we gotta do, right? Chief John asked Caleb. Yes, sir. Just let me know when it is time to get our life back and put all of this behind us, Caleb said. They finished talking with each other and Caleb and his wife headed home. So what were you and John talking about? Kathy asked, looking over at Caleb. Babe, do we have to talk about this tonight? I'm pretty drained, Caleb said. I just want to know what you got planned. I know you, Caleb, and I know you think you got to fix this all by yourself. But it's not all on you. All of them have a part in this too. You don't think I know that? Caleb yelled, banging his hand on the steering wheel. Calm down. It's not that serious. I'm just trying to help. You are already in enough trouble. I'm just saying you do not let John cause you any more problems. You know, if it were him, he would do everything to get himself out of this, even if he had to turn you in. Kathy cautioned, looking out the window. Caleb looked over at her. You can't be serious right now, Caleb said. Oh, babe, come on. You know it's true. But when it's all said and done, John only cares about himself and Curl, Kathy said. What is that supposed to mean? Caleb asked. So you mean to tell me you don't notice the way they look at each other? How he gets when he's around her? She runs the show, not him, and you know it. He does whatever she wants. Linda sees it too. She just refuses to say anything about it. Let me ask you something. Caleb, what do you think would happen when she tells him to take care of you if their plan doesn't go as planned? Kathy asked. It will. Everything will work out, Caleb assured, speeding up. I'm just saying, be careful, Kathy warned him. The next day, Adara meet up with Amina, Rosa, and Akita to plan the wedding. So, do you have an idea of where you want to have the wedding at? Amina asked, pulling out her notebook. Remember, the event we did for Miss Carroll, the one for her new project, I was thinking about doing it there for the after party. But for the wedding, I wanted to be outside, Adar said. That sounds like a great idea, Amina said. So we already know your mother will be handling the food, of course, Akita said. Yes, ma'am. Got to keep the money in the family, Adar said. Absolutely. So what are your ideas for the wedding? Rosa asked. I know for sure I want to have a marching band. Like I want to shut the street down where I'm going to have the event. It would be great if Abaddon and I can ride in carriages behind the groomsmen and bridesmen. Have everyone standing along the side of the street from one end to the other, Dar said. If you and Abaddon ride in together, then who will walk you down the aisle? Akita asked. This will not be a traditional wedding. Everything will be done differently, Adara said. I see, and I like this, Akita said. So we need to start planning. So we need to start putting together a guest list and have the invitation sent out this week. I put your sisters down as the flower girls, and your brother. I put your sisters down as the flower girls, and your brother as the ring man. Amina said. Sounds good, Adar said. So have you thought about who you want to make your dress? Rosa asked. No, I haven't, but I got an idea of what I want to be done for me. an Abaddon suit. I do want to support a small black business, so if all you can help me find someone, that would be great, Adara said. As she and the ladies were planning the event, Miss Carroll walked in the door. What is she doing here? Amina said, eyeballing Miss Carroll as she walked towards them. Excuse me, ladies. Sorry to interrupt, Miss Carroll said, taking off her shades. What do you want? Amina asked. Oh, darling, you don't have to be that way. I'm here to see Adara anyways, Miss Carroll said with a grin, looking over at Adara. Me, what could you want with me? Adara asked. Do you mind if we talk somewhere private? Miss Carroll asked. Whatever you had to say, you can say in front of us. Amina snapped. It's fine, ladies. I'll be right back. This shouldn't take long, Adara said, getting up from the table. She followed Miss Carroll outside. Whatever it is you have to say, please go ahead. As you can see, I'm busy. And how did you know I was here? Adara asked suspiciously. Oh dear, you're not hard to find. Trust me. If I want to find somebody, I can. Miss Carroll said. Miss Carroll said. Yeah, all right. So what do you want? Adar asked. Look, I came by to see if we could come to an agreement. You won the case and Miss Jones got everything she asked for. So why don't we settle our differences outside of court? I could pay you the rest of what I owe you and even hire you back on. I agree not to mess with your business if you agree to leave me and mine alone. I could write you a check today, Miss Carroll offered, taking out her checkbook. That won't be necessary. I don't know who you people think you are, but everyone can't be bought. This is not about money. It's about accountability. You need to be held accountable for what you did. So whatever the judge decides, I will leave it at that. But I will not accept your bribe, Adara stated, walking off. You will regret this, trust me. You will regret ever messing with me, Miss Carroll yelled after Adara. She took out her phone to call John. What's up? Chief John answered. The plan didn't work. On to plan two, Miss Curl said, hanging up the phone. The end of chapter 24.